So through 1979, I'm buying Ruts singles. I'm finding Ruts singles in record stores. Then the Ruts released their album in late 1979. It's called The Crack. It is bomb-proof. It is unassailably perfect. It is available right now on Virgin Records at nice prices.
Hey VC, Steve here, FlipSideCT. My last video was some flea market finds and some record store purchases. So check that out. And as you could tell, I'm in a different location in my house. I'm in my basement, and behind me is a calyx I mentioned a while ago I was going to build. Actually got to do it. Almost there. This room is another hangout room for me. I'm lucky. And it's kind of messy still, so I'll take a video tour of it soon when I clean it up. And again, I did a video on all my books. And then again, I have my records also stashed here. I actually sorted my records by genre, so I'm starting to, and I think that's going to be my best method. It's something more of what I'm interested in. It's not who I'm interested in. Today I feel like glam, so that's how I think. Or I want ambience, or I want anyway. So I went to Danbury Record Show a couple weeks ago, Danbury, Connecticut. Got a bunch. The guy Malcolm who runs it actually got a few guys, different vendors, so it was really cool to see them. I popped in and I checked, their crates, and really cool stuff. One guy from New York had this wonderful collection of punk stuff. So I did hit him up for a few things that I wanted, anyway. But some other guys, I actually got there at 10 o'clock. I didn't get there for the early bird. I ran into Chris, FXP. So yeah, always a fun time. Last show that was in the area, and I think one is coming up for Northampton, Massachusetts. But anyway, so Art Tatum, this is a piano player. This is a box set. I think there's like 3 or 4 albums in here. Just great background music. Sort of, I picture like in an Alfred Hitchcock movie, like Rear Window, I was thinking, this is playing in the background while the dialogue's going. And not in a creepy sense, but just really a cool, fun sense. It's Art Tatum. And I picked up, this was $5, 40 Years of Jazz, the best of Blue Note, box number 2. And it's got all sorts of songs, different artists, as you can imagine. And they're all Blue Note. This is from 1983. And this was a really cool find. Again, anything Blue Note. A vendor friend, his name is Bad Kitty. Anybody out there from Chicago area who knows a guy who sold some records? He might have owned a store. Bad Kitty. He's out on the internet also. Very knowledgeable, very fun. We always interact. He plays records for me, wherever I am. At a flea market, he even brings the turntable. So. He's all over the place. So he had this record, and one of my friends was with me. He says, "I gotta get this." And this has been reissued. And this is from 1959. This is a Columbia record, Gunfighter Ballads, and it's Marty Robbins.
My eyes are growing dim, and my thoughts return to Jeannie and the home that we had planned. Oh, please tell her, won't you, mister, that she's still the only one. But a woman's love is wasted when she loves a running gun.
And so, as you can imagine, some gunfighter tunes. Not the Clint Eastwood kind. He wasn't around back then. So from 59, this is more of a storytelling Western. What was really neat, and he pointed out to me, was still the Columbia insert here, the plastic. Has the original Columbia, and it's the 6i, and I don't own any 6i, so this is the first one. I sat for a minute just marveling at this, because it's the first one I had, and it's so cool just to really look at that and think about it from 1959. This album is pristine condition. So whoever owned it, they told me when this plastic is usually with it, that it's always in good shape. So I was happy. This is fun. I played it last night for a second time. Just paid $2 for this. The most exciting new guitarist of jazz scene today. I'm going to hide his name, and let's see if you could figure out who it is. You jazz guys. And this album is from the early 60s. And, all right, by now, if you haven't get it, his initials are GB. Does that do anything? No? Yes? All right. There you go. George Benson. Fun album. Great guitarist, as we all know him in the jazz world. This is really cool to have for me, as I love just some really good guitarists. Okay, here's one of the albums I picked up from the New York guy, Sparks. Kimono My House, and I know a lot of you know about this, and those of you who don't, here you go. These guys sound like there's always urgency in their song. There's always theatrical. There's always angst. There's always something, going on. It's very high-paced, high-level. Again, I put this in the glam type period. Okay, this is from a record store I got, a vendor that was there. There are two guitarists back in the early 70s and early 80s that I really emulated as we started getting pedals for the guitar. That's when things really changed. Of course, it's no news there, but that's when music started changing a lot. The digital effects, the distortions, the phasers, and they were always there, but it just sort of started opening up, and a lot of artists started using it. One of the bands who I really loved, the guitarist, and taught me a lot, and sort of how I played back in my younger days when we would go jam and play out, just original things. Psychedelic Furs, John Ashton, and this is actually the Book of Days. Really, really cool album. After their punkish type music, this is cool.
Shine and all that is comes down upon me. Shine on all that is. Sleep, it never comes. I lay awake.
The other band is New Order, and I love the work of the guitarist, the strumming in there, just that fast type strumming, really just quick. But this is an album I want to get. I always loved New Order. Again, they got the synthesizer sound, but they really knew what to do with it. They really utilized everything. What a talent they all were. Of course, stemming from Joy Division. This was $7. This is probably not the original, probably some type of reissue, but not a recent reissue. The replacements stink. How can I go wrong? My God. Here's an album. There's a fellow who, Bowie fan. He gets just these out of the world bizarro records, punk, and anything in that type of genre. I've gotten things before. I showed his work. He asked Steve, what are you looking for? He asked me, and I said, you know what? I'm looking for a Gang of Four Peel Sessions. This is a combination limited edition vinyl from England. It's got 81, 79, 80 works on here, and also a few unreleased tracks recorded live 1980. So Desperation AM, Gang of Four. another guitarist that's just kick-ass. Just really took it to another level, and just the sound. Those of you who know Gang of Four, you know what I'm talking about. How much fun this band is. Here's a band. Well, what the heck? I mean, I'm not going to cover it up. The band is called Lightning Strike. This is called London, MF for London. I enjoyed the hell out of this. A friend recommended this for me. Said, Steve, you gotta have it. Okay, back to my Manhattan guy. I paid a little price on this. And the Ruts. Henry Rollins loves the Ruts.
And so I bought the record. I love the record. And to this day, I have every single pressing of the Ruts album that I could have ever been able to find. I have the New Zealand pressing, the Australian pressing, the German, the French, the Greek, the Japanese, the British, the Canadian, and the American. And if there's anyone in this building tonight that has a pressing that I don't have, fucking give it to me. I became like a major Ruts fan. In the beginning of 1980, the Ruts released a single that I thought was going to make them bigger than the Beatles. The A-side is called Staring at the Rude Boys. It is one of the most impossible, brilliant songs I've ever heard. And so we just figured, that's it. They're going to be the biggest band in the world. And in Washington, D.C., the little scene that I come from, the Bad Brains, Minor Threat, all those bands, we all listened to the Ruts. They were a huge factor in D.C. music at that time. And so if you're interested in the early D.C. music scene, you can't really hear the Ruts music in that music, but believe me, we all had those records.
So here's the album, The Crack. Original, wonderful condition. And, you know, as the cover shows, Henry Rollins owns this original painting from the artist. And there's several people in here. There's Hendrix is in here, Malcolm McLaren, Peter Hook, Percy from Sham 69, Captain Sensible, Rat Scabies is in here, an author. So there's a few people. Just, you know, he talks about these guys. To me, they're a brilliant punk band and something essential for the collection. And I got that, and I'm set. Here's another one I bought from the same character. I needed this one. I think this sort of closes my Roxy world. Just great. Just a quick buy. Fabulous Thunderbirds. This is a really good album. Those of you who don't know Wishbone Ash, there's some prog in there, but there's also some good hard rock. Great guitar work. Argus is the album to get. And people all over the VC talk about this when they show this. Really impressed with this album. I forgot which one. This 74. Can you guess who did this cover? Company starts with the H. You better know it. If not, look it up. Blues, John Lee Hooker sings. What does he sing? He sings some good songs. That's what he sings. Jimmy Reed, I Ain't From Chicago. This was $12.50. Just a must-have. A few people are talking about the blues, and it's cool. My wife commented because I was playing her a lot of these, and she goes, that sounds like Jagger. And it's funny that she says that because each Stones came into the Stones with their own blues influence. You know, Chuck Berry, and what I can't remember of Keith's, Lightning Hopkins. Jagger loved Jimmy Reed, and Elmore James was Brian Jones' influence. That's what the magic came with the Stones, kind of combining those blues all together. Wow. But this was it was funny that she said that, and I thought that was really cool of her. I gave her, kudos on that, my rock and roll woman. That's all I got. I just have some store finds that I picked up, just a few. I am petering out a little bit, and I'll see. We come in waves. I'll figure out what I'm going to be showing if I don't get anything, which I might calm down. The finances, tough. For everybody. That's all, VC. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your love, your care, your subs. Really appreciate it. I'm having a blast with you all.